All right, talking pet diets with Dr. Jenna Hunter at Main Street Veterinarian Clinic in Lumberton. And I guess, where do we start? How do we know what to feed our pets?
Well, that's a very good question, because even looking in my office right now, you have so many choices. You walk into the pet stores and there's even more choices on there. A lot of people will go with what they fed in the past. That's one good rule of thumb. You may ask your friend what they're feeding, or of course, most importantly, ask your veterinarian. What's the best foods out there? What are the ones I should look for? And where do I go from that?
Yeah. What do we look for on the bag?
Well, there's several things on there. Of course, you want to look for a reputable brand. There's other things you look for. Is every brand of food should have a 1-800 number on there, which says it's a good one. And then the other thing is that it will say that it's been fed with food trials by AFCO feeding standards. Now, some will just say AFCO guidelines, and there's a difference. It just means they tested their food. What's in it is in it, and it will do right for your pet.
And you say sometimes the bags will say the same as another, but it's not necessarily the same cut of the cow, maybe?
Absolutely. So that's where you look at, why is this dog food $30 and this one's $10, and they have the exact same ingredients when you read them. And it's the quality of what goes into it. The more you're paying, it's generally the better quality of the ingredients, which means your pet's getting much more protein, much more carbohydrates, the good parts of it, versus just your fast food type version of it.
Okay. We get our dog started on a particular brand and they eat it. Do we change it up? As a human, I like a variety. So do I change it up, or do I try to stick to the same thing?
Right. With the animals, we actually recommend more sticking to the same thing for a couple of reasons. One being, of course, they can become very finicky, and therefore you have to change up too much. And then the other thing is that a lot of animals have sensitive stomachs, and these diets, some are very rich, some are not so rich, and so I see a lot of upset stomachs from people who just say, well, I was feeding this and I just bought this one instead, and so then they're in my office.
Okay. I look at some of these over here, and these are prescription foods.
Absolutely.
When do we know when to start the prescription?
Right, and generally it's that your pet has some kind of a healthcare issue going on that your veterinarian has figured out and addressed, and then with some of them, a diet change can be helpful. Anything from if your pet has kidney issues, or if they're a diabetic, or cats are very known for having bladder stones and bladder issues. And so those are the diets that your veterinarian will talk to you about and say, this is what I would recommend to try. And of course, we have multiple brands, so we can find one that the pet likes.
All right. Humans, like myself, I overeat. Is it a problem with pets as well? Do we overfeed them?
Absolutely. And whatever you read these days is the obesity in our animals is just like with people on there. And even the pet food companies, even the good ones, tell you to feed more than what you probably should, because all of our dogs and cats are different, just like you and I are. And so I always say is, don't worry about how much they eat, as far as do you see a waistline? Are you feeling, for the rib bones? Are they showing? You just adjust it based on, what is the dog doing? What is the cat doing? And how do they look? Yeah,
because so many times the bowl is empty, we automatically fill it back up. And as long as we keep filling it, they're probably going to keep
Absolutely.
eating.
There are animals just like us that will always eat if it's there, and it doesn't mean they're hungry. They just like to eat.
All right. Good advice from Dr. Jenna Hunter, and now we'll go check on our pet of the week. Animal control in Lumberton is down to just 4 dogs and no cats with your help on adoption. If you'd like to visit any of the ones available, you can come by or call 755-2650 and ask for animal control.